Welcome to Lesson 3 in Excel for Busy Salespeople. And this is a couple of common copy and paste errors. So I've got some data set up here. And one of the problems, so here I've got account information, a territory, and then you'll see I've got over here some other data that wasn't complete. And then I had to go and look at that number up and put it in. So now that I've looked that up, I'll just kind of filter this down to just show the blanks. It makes it a little clearer. So here's my data, and here is the blanks that it needs to go in. Now you'll notice that these rows are not contiguous. So how do I copy data? I'm going to highlight this as yellow. So how do I take this data from here and copy it to here? So the first thing you think of is I'm just going to use the copy paste command. So I'm going to press Control C. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to press Control V. And gosh, I only got one item here. If I turn the filters back off, you'll see that I got the worst of all possible scenarios. So here's my data all ready to get pasted into place, and then it just got pasted in one straight path straight down, which not only did it not accomplish what I wanted, it actually screwed up my original correct data. So how do we fix this error? So first let me undo that, undo that. So now I'm back to where I was. There's two ways to accomplish this task. The first one, and probably the simplest, is to just resort the source data such that all the blanks are at the bottom, and then I can paste them in one continuous area. So that will work, and I'll show that as a secondary process, but I guess the secret trick is I'm going to unfilter my table. So one of the things that I've mentioned in some of the earlier videos, when you're navigating, when you press the left arrow, it moves your mouse left one cell at a time. When you press the right arrow, it moves it right one cell at a time. Same with up and down. However, the control key is your magnifier key. So when you press control, it's going to jump down to the next populated cell, and it's going to continue to do that. Whoops. It's going to continue to do that. It'll jump from populated cell. It'd help if I quit hitting my right arrow. Populated cell to populated cell. So again, control key is your magnifier. When I click to the right, it's going to jump, so it goes to the end of the populated area here. And if I press control and right arrow again, it's going to jump to the next populated area. If I press it to the right again, it'll just go to the very edge of the spreadsheet, which is the edge of the planet way out here. So control is your modifier, and that's going to help you a lot when you are selecting large amounts of data. So the same thing, if I've got my mouse here and I press home, it's going to take me to the leftmost column in my populated area. However, if I press control and home, it's going to take me to the beginning of my document. Likewise, end will take me, so home will take you to the beginning, will take you to the left column. Control home will take you to the beginning. Control end will take you to the bottom right corner of your data set. So again, I'm going to press control. Each time I move my arrow up, I will jump to the next populated data set. So you can see I go here from row 20 all the way to row 2, back to row 20. Same thing if I'm moving up and down in the populated data set. It's going to stop here at the bottom where there's a blank. Now it'll jump again to the start of the next data set, to the bottom of the data set, top of the next data set, bottom of the next data set. And I'm just doing that by pressing control. So I encourage you, if you're watching the video, to pause the video and open the spreadsheet and experiment with some of this. You'll find it greatly improves the ease at which you can navigate around the spreadsheet. So back over here, we got all this data that we need to paste. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to just copy. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing the shift key, and the shift key is selecting. So control moves to the next data set. Shift key just says select everything in between point A and point B. So once again, if I press here and I press shift and then click here, everything between those 2 points is selected. So I'm going to start here. Again, a gazillion ways I could do this. I could just scroll down here to the bottom, press and hold shift. Now I've got, in this case, 6 objects selected in there. I'm going to control C. So now I've got the little dancing ants. That tells me that this is the active area, and it's the area that Excel will consider when I do my next operation. I could go in here. Now if I press Control V, I won't get the right result. So what I need to do is right click. I'm going to choose Paste Special, and then I'll go way down here into this Paste Special menu. And in this case, I want to skip blanks. What I don't want to do is copy all this blank data over my good data. So I'm going to skip the blanks, and now I will press OK. So now you can see I have magically meshed the yellow data in with the regular data. And there you go. And then the second way was, I'm just going to go here. Now, I'm going to select data sort. So if I choose data and sort, okay, you'll notice it selected all of my continuous data, but it did not select this data out here. This would also cause a disaster because now these rows won't be the same place as these rows when I sort them. So I need to force Excel to take the entire table into account. So I'm going to press Control Home, go to the beginning of the data set, Control Shift End, go to the end of the data set. Now when I go to sort, I'm going to sort on, in this case, column L on values. Now all the data is continuous, all the blanks things are together, and I can press Control C, go to here, press Control V, and we're done.